Gotta get my big head real quick. ever saw in college.
Of the University of New Hampshire hockey! Tonight, your Wildcats take on the Northeastern University Huskies. Now, for tonight's starting lineups. First, for the Huskies. At left wing, number 41, Denisa Shishaba. At center, number 19, Tori Sullivan. At right wing, number 7, McKenna Graham. On defense, number 22, Skylar Fontaine. Also on defense, number 4, Cody Cross. And in goal, number 39, Brittany Lugalski. Huskies are coached by Dave Flynn, assisted by Jeff Pellegrini and Nick Carpenter. And now, the starters for your Wildcats! At left wing, a senior from Grand Prairie, Alberta, number 26, your captain, Carly James. At center, a sophomore from Scottsdale, Arizona, number 19, Carly Turner. At right wing, a sophomore from Milton, Massachusetts, number 24, Margera McManus. On defense, a senior from Blaine, Minnesota, number 10, Amy Schlegel. Also on defense, a sophomore from Bancroft, Ontario, number 15, Tori UNH freshman, Caroline Carter. Thank you, Caroline.
Welcome into the Whitmore Center tonight. UNH Wildcats hosting the Northeastern Huskies in a Women's Hockey East matchup. I'm Marissa and Jemmy getting set for the call of tonight's contest, about a minute away from some Hockey East action tonight. Last time these teams faced each other was a victory for Northeastern 4-1 on October 25th. Tonight a bit of a different look for New Hampshire at least. Kira Smith back in net, the junior, starting her first game of the season. Over the course of her career in 36 games played, her sophomore and freshman seasons, she went 11, 24, and 2 with 2.95 goals against average, .897 save percentage. She'll be matching up against Brittany Bugalski, the junior goaltender for Northeastern. She's been splitting time with the freshman Erin Frankel. They've had a pretty good goalie duo going for them this season. Starting lines are the top lines for both of these teams tonight. For UNH, that is Carly Taves, Carly Turner, and McGarrett McManus. For Northeastern, that is Anissa Shisheva, Tori Sullivan, and McKenna Brand. Underway now, and Bugalski is forced to play the puck right away. It's chased down by Cody Cross of the Huskies. Her pass gets intercepted immediately by Tori Howren. UNH dumps it in. Back to touch is Cross. Cross off the boards. It's kept in by Taves. Up against the far boards. Taves has a backhand on it. Out to the middle of the ice and back on the boards again for Cross. Cross along the far boards, her backhand chip in. Tori Howren there to play it. Howren battling against both Huskies. On the near boards now, it's kept in and now sent out back towards the red line. Turner tries to dump it in, hits off a defender, gets it into the circle. Maddie Hartman is able to get it free. Hartman now, her pass a little bit off the mark. It goes to center ice though, and it works out for Northeastern. Sullivan leaves it behind for Hartman. Up to the top of the slot, the shot goes high off the end boards. That time that was Maddie Hartman, either Maddie and a Matty Hartman on the Northeastern roster. Northeastern able to get it back in. Bottom of the circle, played into far corner. Huskies keep possession. In front, shot, save made, tried to cover it up and she couldn't get to it, so New Hampshire ends up with the rebound off the board, trying to get it out. Hobson was able to send it right back in, though, but now UNH has some numbers down ice if they hurry. They go off for the change instead with the dump in. The Huskies will reset. It's McMillan up ice. She dumps it in. Smith stays in her crease. New Hampshire able to chase it down and get it back out. Taylor down ice, but plays right into the stick of McMillan. Now the Huskies will look to get something going again. The turnover in the middle of the ice. That'll force the Huskies to reset. It's McMillan again over to Lauren Kelly, the Boston Pride and WHL prospect out of Watertown. Kelly now bringing it in on her own across the blue line. Pass off to Mark, over to McKenna Brand. And now we'll give New Hampshire the puck back. Just over 2 minutes in here. The Huskies can't keep it in. Now it's Cross. Over towards the far board. Sneaks in at the bottom of the circle, trying to get some room. Puck on edge and the pass off to Mark. Now on the near boards for the Huskies. Backhand misses, and New Hampshire able to get it out. It's Jenna Rowe who will dump it in. New Hampshire goes for the line change. Quick shift so far for the Wildcats. Cross-ice pass over to Shishava. Shishava's pass misses, now played behind the boards by Sullivan. Sullivan trying to connect with Brand. She gets it. Brand across the ice in front, go through the crease and wide. That was Skylar Fontaine playing up from the point. Couple of nice chances early for the Huskies, and turnover almost created another one. And the Wildcats looking to go up ice, and it will be another line change. Wildcats being forced to reset quite a bit, but this time Martha Pepez was able to get to it for a moment, but Huskies able to get to it quicker. Northeastern looking to avoid the turnover, and resetting it was Maddie Hartman. Hartman over to her defense partner. Now on the near boards, it's tapped by Tatum Claremont, but will be in offsides. So the Huskies, with the icing, that'll give the Wildcats the face-off in their offensive end up against Brittany Bogalski. Getting another start this season. So far, she is 6-5-1, a 2.76 goals against average, save percentage at .899, just a tick under 900%. Northeastern wins the draw. Brooke Hobson played it behind the net. Now, Veronica Petty. Huskies get it across the blue line, now the red line. Behind the net, backhand pass, missed a mark. That'll give UNH a chance up ice. McManus, her pass gets deflected. And getting to it right away was McMillan. McMillan and Cross, both those right defenders, having an active day so far as Kelly dumps it in. Northeastern going for the change now. UNH wants to take advantage of the numbers, struggling to get it out. Northeastern will keep it in. It was Shelby Harrington, New Hampshire native out of Bow, New Hampshire. Nice move to finally get it out from Grace Middleton. Backhand attempt, save made by Bogalski. That was Kate Haslett, one of the three captains for the Wildcats. Kate Haslett and Allie Prouse on that second line, both seniors. Other captain Carly Taves on that top line. Taves having the best season of all of those captains with 8 points total. Haslett just got a shot off, 4 points, 1 goal. UNH on to face off. Rowe will send it in deep. Devin Taylor gets her stick on it, bottom of the circle, off angle, a tipped off a stick, I think the hit off of Cody Cross, and that'll give UNH possession. It's Harrington up ice now, and her shot's forced to be saved by Kara Smith. Taylor now trying to pass to herself off the boards. And Hartman got to it first though, but she gets tripped up. That'll give UNH a chance to get it back. Finally, it's sent out by Shishava. UNH looking to get it back in somewhat on. Northeastern lost their stick. Look to have been Shishava. McKenna Brand trying to get around her defender. It's forced in deep and will be played by Tori Howren. Howren gets the puck right back and sends it back out to the middle of the ice. Northeastern there almost right away. Middle of the circle now, and that one goes wide. Shishava, you can see all the havoc she's causing already in this game. 15 points this season, 7 goals, 8 assists for the top line winger. Finally, UNH able to get it out. It's McManus down ice. She gets tripped up. Chasing after it is Hobson. Didn't realize it was there. McManus got to it first. In front, turnaround shot, save made. That was McManus in front on the pass from Carly Turner. And Bogalski gets challenged early. 13:44 to go in this opening period. So far, shots are 3-1 in favor of the Wildcats. McManus getting that opportunity. She's leading the Wildcats in points so far this season and in goals, 12 points total, 6 of them goals. Northeastern has led in possession time, but so far UNH the only one getting clean shots off. Puck trickles free of Pepis, giving Kelly a chance up ice. She bobbles the puck in. That'll be an offsides. Looked like Kelly had carried it across, and Claremont then tried to send it back in after it popped out. I mentioned Lauren Kelly, an NWHL prospect in this game, 1 of 3. She's the only NWHL prospect on Northeastern, by UNH carrying Amy Schlegel on their roster, a Buffalo Buttes draft pick, and Julia Fedeschi of the Boston Pride, both seniors slated to make their professional debuts next season. Big blast in from the point, that one deflected before hitting Kyra Smith. Looked like McMillan was the one to take that shot. Kelly pinched up for Northeastern, battling for it along the near boards. UNH trying to poke it free. And finally the Wildcats get to it. UNH able to get it out of the zone before it's dumped in, though. It goes right into the glove of Jenna Rowe. Another quick change for UNH. Northeastern trying to take advantage of numbers as Harrington will send it in. Chased down, though, right away by Mary Jo Pelletier. Carried in by the Wildcats. Kate Hazlett's attempt goes wide. Northeastern's done a nice job when they've gotten possession of just getting it out of the zone immediately and not allowing any second chances for the Wildcats. Cross now can't penetrate through the UNH defense and retreated over to Harrington. Fontaine now through the center ice logo. A pass can't get through and it's sent out. Looked like Hartman was the one to send that one back in. UNH with another quick change. It's popped up in the air onto red line and now sent in by Devin Taylor. Taylor can't get through and Huskies will get it back. McKenna Brand on a touch pass to Harrington. Sends it in off the high glass. It's chased down by Howren. And UNH tried to get it out again. Dangerous pass, but it connects to Ellie Saske. Deflects off Bugowski. And again, the Huskies get it out of trouble early before there's any danger. Shisheva got it free over to Brand. Brand across the blue line. Her shot deflects off the leg of Howren, and that'll create some room for UNH up ice. They'll go off for the change, though, as Taylor dumps it in and races back towards the bench. Shots still 3-1 in favor of the Wildcats, but Northeastern been dominating the opportunities. Now it's Hartman up ice, or excuse me, Petty up ice. Petty on the far boards will dump it in for Cassidy Anderson. Now one pops up high into high slot. The shot, save made. Lauren Kelly there at the right time. The bouncing puck goes right on her stick, right at the top of the circles. And Smith comes up with her second save of the game. Mentioned Kira Smith playing in her first game this season. It's been a lot of Ava Boutelaire, the freshman with 16 games this season. She's held her own with a 2.41 goals against average, 930 save percentage. But now Smith's getting a chance to shine with 2 saves early against what's an high-scoring Huskies team. Kelly able to keep it in, hits high off the glove of Smith, and that was dangerous. She was blocked in front start last second and then deflected off the top of her glove in behind the net. UNH able to get it out, a race for it. And looked like that was Capistran got to it first, a Manchester, New Hampshire native, sophomore. The 7th defender on the Northeastern roster tonight. UNH dumps it in again. Nice pressure coming from the Wildcats. That was McManus. McManus again. All over the Northeastern defense, and the forechecking from UNH rewards him with the puck back if Rowe can chase it down. Jenna Rowe is able to get to it. We'll try to create something up ice. UNH being pressured now by the Huskies forecheck with Harrington all over it, and that will get to Huskies the puck back, it seemed like, at least for a moment. Rowe and Hazlitt were both fighting for it. Up against the boards once again, it's Bailey Coyne. the fourth line center, the sophomore out of Illinois, and she's the one who comes up with the puck. Maddie Hartman on those far boards, back up top for Cross, off angle with her pass. Harrington now down ice, and her attempt on net gets deflected. Huskies keep it in. Skylar Fontaine, the freshman, has 4 goals this season from the blue line. Now one jumped over stick of the Huskies, and that's an icing on UNH. So fast moving period early here, 8:59 to go. Shots now changed up on the boards to 4-2 in favor of Northeastern unofficially. On the icing, Northeastern will be able to keep it in their offensive end and get their top line out there with Sullivan taking the draw. She wins it back to Brand. Brand on her backhand over to Sullivan. Didn't see it at first, but she gets it back now. Tori Sullivan up top now for Hobson. Hobson fakes, keeps it in as she flutters it in. Wildcats end up with it on a nice backhand from Middleton to get it out. Middleton over to Taves. She dumps it in. UNH goes off for the change after the icing. They had to keep the same players on the ice. Huskies trying to take advantage of the change. Shisheva gets it back. She'll cycle with the pass over to Brand. Brand with a great backhand over to Shisheva. Top circle, her shot, save made by Smith. Dangerous rebound, but Halloran was able to get to it first for the Wildcats. Halloran now down ice. She dumps it in, and that won't be an icing. It was just beyond the red line. Pepis tried to get possession back, but the Huskies were a little bit quicker to it. Now, though, Halloran with her attempt in on net deflected away before it can get there. Up ice now, it's the Huskies. Shot goes into the glove of Smith, was deflected. That shot coming from Veronica Petty, the freshman right winger, has 6 goals this season out of Potomac, Maryland. Played her club hockey with the Washington Pride, and she's made an impact on the Huskies early. 19 games already, 14 points at the collegiate level. Twisting around and getting a shot off was Cassidy Anderson. That one went wide off the boards. Up top for Kelly. She sends it in and got deflected. See the Huskies blue liners getting very involved in the offense and keeping the puck in, especially Kelly. That one gets out of the zone. Now Anderson trying to regain control. Her pass over to Kelly gets deflected away, and the Huskies will get it back. It's dumped in by Saski, but Wildcats are going off for another change. Northeastern again dominating possession time as Cody Cross across the blue line, underneath the goal line, and she is smothered by the UNH defense. Wildcats finally able to get it out. Nicole Dunbar was the one who sent it out, but now the Huskies back in. Top slot blocked away. Nice block coming from, I believe that was Maddie Truax, the extra defender in the lineup for the Wildcats. Northeastern able to regain possession. It's Anderson, turns around and fires, and that one almost trickled past the goal line. That was dangerous. Almost got past Smith. Sneaky shot coming from Cassidy Anderson, the junior, who has been a strong goal scorer her entire career at Northeastern. She has 7 goals already this season. Wildcats force a turnover in the middle of the ice. It's Truax, can't get it out. Harrington going across the ice to send it back in. Truax on the backhand and finally able to get it over to Taves. Carly Taves trickles it past Capistran. Chasing it down is McManus. McManus now goes up top. Shot, save made. Nice save by Bugalski. And it could have been dangerous territory with Turner all over the net. Halloran now, her shot deflected in, and that one went just wide of the right post. Schlegel pinched up to keep it in, but that gave Northeastern numbers up ice now. Huskies don't go off for a change, and it'll just be dumped in by Bailey Coyne. Now the Wildcats finally getting some momentum. They'll dump it in. Chased down by Middleton. And it's popped out right along the red line. Rowe tried to get it out, hit into a wall of Huskies. Rowe now on the near boards, and she'll be forced to reset. 3 forecheckers up ice for the Huskies. One of them loses a stick. And the Huskies still end up with it. Aggressive approach from Northeastern. But now Middleton gets it at center ice. She takes a bit of a hit right in the middle of the ice, lost her stick. But that gives Shisheva an opportunity up ice. Shisheva side of the circle, off angle, leg pad saved by Smith. And Wildcats will be able to send it back out. Fontaine over to her defense partner. She gets it back as both teams go off for a change. Now it's Cross. Cross along the near boards, looking for an outlet. Middle of the ice, shot, block. Nice block coming from Jenna Rowe on what was a dangerous opportunity right in front of Kira Smith. Now it's Fontaine on her own, and she lost it near the hash marks. Twists around and fires it in. And that one hit off of Mary Jo Pelletier. Dunbar now, her shot hits off the shin of Maddie Hartman. Turner back up top to the blue line, and the collision on the far corner, and we're going to get our first penalty of the game. 4:04 to go in this opening period. We'll see what the call is. Looks like it's Nicole Dunbar, the sophomore, heading to the box after a collision in the far corner, so it's going to give Northeastern its first power play of the game. Huskies high power offense. And it's cleared out right away by the Wildcats. The cross-checking call going against Nicole Dunbar. Carly Taves able to get to it, forechecking on to penalty kill. She's pinned up against the boards by Cody Cross. And the Huskies swarm to get the puck back. Now it's Fontaine. She'll enter the offensive zone. She's nudged away from the puck. Schlegel had it for a moment, but the Huskies regained it with ease. Hobson up top. Over to Pelletier. Back again to Hobson. Northeastern now in their cycle. Hobson right along the blue line. Patiently waiting. A minute gone on the power play already. Into shot, and that one gets blocked away and out of trouble. It was Veronica Petty with the shot. You could see her cycling on that blue line, the freshman winger, being used more in a defense role along the point with Hobson. It's Hobson now across the blue line, side of the circle, over to Anderson. Cassidy Anderson over to Lauren Kelly, who is playing down low. Almost like she switched spots with Petty. Hobson on the touch pass in front. Loose puck was hit at by Anderson. UNH able to get it out finally. And that was dangerous. Cassidy Anderson all around the net. Both teams will go for full changes with just a couple seconds to go, ticking down towards 10 to go on the player advantage for the Huskies. It's Cross over to Shisheva. Shisheva peels off now with her elevated pass, got knocked away, and UNH has numbers up ice. It's Pelletier, her shot, and now another attempt in front, and twisting around and firing on that was Dunbar right out of the box, and Julia Fidesky getting involved as well. Carly Turner might have got that initial shot off. It looked like it was Turner, and she was trying to get the pass over to Abby Chapman. But it was on Bogalski before Chapman even got a stick on it, and then on the rebound, Fidesky got the best opportunity of all. It's Cross now for the Huskies, and they're able to get it out of danger, ticking down towards a minute 40 to go into period. Still no score. UNH gets the early penalty kill on the cross-checking call against Nicole Dunbar. Wildcats trying to get it out. It's Rowe, and she will. Dumped in, but the Huskies get to it. It's McKenna Brand, top line winger over to Sullivan. She sends it in just underneath the red line. Huskies go for the change late in the period. Quick shifts for both teams. Huskies able to keep it in over to Harrington. It deflected away from her stick. Huskies have done a nice job keeping the puck in and continuing getting zone time despite shots getting blocked away by the Wildcats. Shots right now are 11-5 in favor of Northeastern. Huskies looking for one last chance up ice. Top of the circle, the shot hit off of a defender and trickled away. That was Schlegel getting that block. In front, backhand, no look pass. And a nice shot coming from Harrington. Didn't even turn around and look at Smith and still got a backhand attempt off. Wildcats now looking for their last opportunity of the period. It's McManus on the far board. She peeled off, looking for help. No one there yet, so she'll just dump it in. Lauren Kelly with a long pass up ice. Goes back towards the red line. McManus will send it in. And the first period will come to a close. So after one period, no score between UNH and Northeastern. Shots, as mentioned, 11-6 in favor of the Huskies. Overall, Northeastern controlling a lot of the zone time. 0 for 1 on a power play, solid penalty kill for UNH to end a period. 6 saves coming for Brittany Bogalski, and Kara Smith making 11 saves in her season debut. We'll take a quick break for the first intermission and be back for the second period here at the Whitmore Center on UNH campus. No score between UNH and Northeastern women's hockey getting set for the second period at the Whitmore Center. I'm Marissa and Jemmy on the call of tonight's game. Shots in the first period, 11-6 in favor of Northeastern. And the overall series between these two teams, UNH has dominated it with a record of 80, 48, and 9. But over the past few matchups, it's been all Northeastern. Mentioned that the Huskies won the matchup on October 25th, but the Huskies have won 3 straight in this matchup and 8 straight on the road against UNH. However, this season, the Wildcats at home have had a lot more success, 4, 2, and 3, while the Huskies have struggled on the road. Shot attempt backhand went right through the crease and wide of Bogalski to start off the second period. Already some action. Now the Huskies will go down ice. Mentioned they've struggled on the road a bit, 3-5-1 this season, so that could play in favor of the Wildcats. Backhand attempt after the shot from McKenna Brand went wide. Getting tripped up was Shisheva, and the puck will be sent out. Fontaine has her pass attempt hit off the blade of one of the Wildcat defenders. Cross now with the centering pass off the mark, and it will be sent out. Chases it down. Back behind the net for Harrington, uses her body to shield a puck against Schlegel. Hartman gets it on the edge of the circle, looking for an outlet. She'll send it into the corner. Saski got to it first and will dump it out. Cross looking to get the Husky offense down ice after a line change. The pass goes wide of Brand. Would have been icing, but Brand was able to get to it first. Now it's Cross along the blue line. Her stick work gets it over to Sullivan. Now Brand shot deflects before it can hit Smith in front. Cross keeps it in. Played into far corner. Pass off the mark, and Wildcats able to get to it first. Brand was wide open, but the Wildcats got a stick on it. Bad change, and now Cross, her backhand attempt in front, and it's wide of Cross. All sorts of open ice without any Wildcats on the ice, but now it's a 2-on-1. Shot into the back of the net. McManus with numbers down ice for the Wildcats, and it's a 1-0 lead. A drastic change of event after the Huskies were trying to take advantage of a bad change for the Wildcats. McManus was able to put it in on a 2-on-1 for the Wildcats. And that wasn't how the Huskies drew that up at all. They had a great chance, but stayed back behind it. An absolute snipe from the sophomore McManus, getting her 7th goal of the season. Now the team leader, McManus and Schlegel, were tied with 6 goals, but now McManus in the lead with 7. And that could be a momentum shifter after the Huskies have held possession for the majority of the night. And again, the Huskies looked like they were going to take advantage of UNH, and it worked out in the Wildcats' favor. Looking for revenge now are the Huskies, and the shot from Kelly slides wide. She tries to play it to Petty before Rowe can get it out. Flipped out beyond the red line, and causing trouble is Taves. Carly Taves goes into the corner to get it. She leaves it behind, and Claremont gets to it first. Now it's Cassidy Anderson up ice. Anderson edge of the circle. Her shot is swallowed up by Kara Smith. Shots are still being dominated by the Huskies, 15-7. See Cassidy Anderson playing a physical game, using her body to shield the puck and create opportunities for herself. Her line off the ice now, but the Huskies will still keep it in. It's McKenna Brandt up top. She slides it in, and it goes just wide of the pads of Smith. Shisheva, as it looks like a penalty is going to come against UNH next time they touch it up. Bogalski off the ice. It's Hartman up top. It's slid in, and it bounces wide. Brand gets the rebound off the boards. And finally, UNH will touch it up with Abby Chapman getting a touch. So Northeastern is going to get its 2nd power play of the game. UNH coming into this game, killing 52 out of 63. for an .825 penalty kill percentage. Northeastern's power play at 21.5, 17 for 79, now 17 for 80 after the start of this game. Huskies win the draw. It's Kelly playing down low. We saw her doing that last power play. Schlegel's off for interference for the official call. Hobson to her defense partner, top of the circle. The shot gets deflected on the way in from Petty. Kelly zeroing in on the net, and the Wildcats able to send it out. Hobson in a race for it with Taves, and Hobson will have to peel off to get it back. Hobson over to Petty, across the blue line with speed. Petty now cycling behind the cage. Back up top to the blue line. Hobson was setting up to shoot. Faked the pass and didn't connect with Petty. A bit of a miscommunication between, like it was Petty and Hartman. 1:05 to go on the power play for the Huskies. 0 for 1 already once tonight, trailing 1-0 in this game following the goal from McGarrett McManus. Now it's on the far boards for the Huskies. It's Fontaine up top, over to Cross. Cross sneaks in, fakes the shot, down low now for Shisheva. Back to Cross, her slap shot hits off of Devin Turner. UNH has done a nice job blocking shots in this game. Now it's Cross again, she fakes it. Now her pass over to her defense partner, Fontaine. Down low in front with room is Brand, but she'll backhand it back to Cross. Her shot, another block from Devin Taylor. Devin Taylor with 2 big blocks on shots coming from Cody Cross. Brand had an opportunity down low and elected to send it back up top to the high slot. And the Wildcats will send it out again. Chasing it down is Abby Chapman. Chapman up top now. The shot hits off the stick of Bogalski coming from Pelletier. The power play for Northeastern comes to an end. Couple of open looks, but Devin Taylor in the penalty kill doing a nice job blocking them away. Shot still 15-7 as the puck deflects off a Chapman stick and out of the offensive zone for the Huskies. Smith will play it with her paddle over to Pelletier. On the far board for Ali Pross. Puck played in front of Bogowski. Over now to Hartman. Into the middle of the ice. Across the blue line, faked a shot. Twisting around is Andrea Renner. It's kept in by Maddie Hartman. Fedeschi, the Boston Pride prospect, had the puck chipped away from her into space. Now it's Schlegel up ice, and she'll be forced to peel off as Northeastern back to retrieve it. 12:18 to go in the second period. And so far, UNH haven't had to puck all too much, but when they have, they've known what to do with it. Take advantage of an odd player rush up ice, and McManus put it in. Schlegel now off the boards, and it's turned over as Kelly came racing in. Dunbar after it, right along the boards. Dunbar gets it, the play's onside. Dunbar slaps it in. Got deflected away. And McMillan will now reset to the stick right in front of Bogalski. Rowe loses it. Chased down by Taves. UNH battles along the boards. It'll be McMillan who comes up with it. McMillan over to Kelly. And now McMillan again. Dumped in by Harrington. Harrington, one of 3 New Hampshire natives on the Huskies roster. McManus loses it with the body collapsing over the puck. Now it's Cassidy Anderson. Anderson using her speed in, and her shot deflected off of Rowe's stick. Nice moves from Anderson to skate in. Nearly uncontested before hitting off of Rowe's stick. There's a glove on the ice too. All sorts of equipment all over the UNH offensive end. Anderson again with a dangle in front, and her backhand got deflected before it could hit Smith. Rowe finally gets it out of danger over to Pelletier before McManus dumps it out. Turner wasn't able to gain possession, and it's sent over into the boards by Petty. Puck out of his zone, but Fontaine gets to it before the racing Prouse could make an attempt. It's Tori Sullivan. Cross the red line. Sullivan loses control of it to Chapman, but Sullivan gains it back. Now Pelletier's pass off the mark, and now will roll into the crease to negate the icing, and Bogowski will cover it up. So 10:05 to go here now in the second period, nearly exactly halfway through this contest. It's 1-0 UNH on the goal from Bagheera McManus. Sophomore out of Milton, Massachusetts, played her high school hockey at Dexter Southfield School. Leads the team with 7 goals, 13 points overall, somehow kept in. Dangerous as Scammell able to keep it in and afford the Wildcats another opportunity. Huskies quick to get to it, but Carly Taves was faster. She gets tripped up behind the net, and Shichva will get it out. With room and Sullivan skating in on net, she loses control of it, and Scammell will get to it first. Shichva was aggressive on the forecheck to keep it in, and they will keep it in. Puck nearly trickled in front of Brand underneath the hash marks. Kelly will dump it in again. Brand chases after it up against Scammell. Brand holds it, and Fedeschi just slams it into the board to get it out of danger. But the Huskies get to it first. Played on the blue line by McMillan. Down low to McMillan once more. Up top for Kelly. She fakes and dangles in. Kelly puts it on her backhand. All sorts of congestion around the net as Hartman will get it back up top to McMillan. McMillan off the boards. Down low to Renner. Renner gets tripped up, but the Huskies will get to it anyway. That's Harrington. Now Renner again underneath the goal line. Backhand pass to Harrington. Harrington will cycle. Kelly calling for it as McMillan, and her attempt in on net deflected off of Taylor. But the third block shot from Taylor in this period. McMillan fakes the slap. Down low. Now up top for Harrington. Harrington tries to slide it in, and it gets knocked away by Dunbar. Nice job by UNH once again negating opportunities from the Huskies all night long. Northeastern doubling up the Wildcats on shots, and there's another one now coming from Anderson that was blockered away. Wildcats looking for an opportunity up ice. Shot in, save made. Shot coming from Tori Howard. He's had a nice night playing aggressively for the Wildcats. Anderson is offside before she was able to send it in. So 7:54 to go. Shots now 17-9. And Tori Howard getting one of the better opportunities for UNH. But a face-off following the offside comes outside Northeastern's offensive zone. Tatum Claremont on the draw, wins it back to Cody Cross. Cross and Fontaine, a top defensive pairing on the ice. Petty sends it in, and it's gloved down by Schlegel. Amy Schlegel, the senior out of Blaine, Minnesota, high draft pick to the Buffalo Buttes. Now a 2-on-1 up ice for the Wildcats. Dangling into the slot and losing control of it was Carly Turner. She had Taves to her left and tried to dangle around a couple of defenders. It's Anderson, crossed the blue line and lost control in front of Halloran. Anderson able to chase down her own loose puck before Brand gets to it. Brand tries to tap it away from Middleton, and Middleton will get it now. Her pass over to Haslett loses control, and it hops over to stick of Prouse. Haslett tries to force it back in before Hartman goes back into the defense. Hartman will retrieve with Brooke Hobson to her left. Hobson along the far board. She loses it to Middleton, who takes a hit right along the blue line. Now it's Brand looking to cause havoc up ice. Played by Smith for McManus. And it'll be Halloran trying to force it away from trouble. Haslett can't control it up against Hartman. And finally the Wildcats get it out. Shot at him gets deflected by the Huskies into the netting behind Bogowski. We'll get a face-off in UNH's offensive end. 6:19 to go now. Shot gap closing a bit, 17-10 in favor of Northeastern. See, that shot got deflected by the Huskies defense. So far, Brittany Bogowski with 9 saves, playing in her 12th contest of the season. Dunbar, the side of the circle along the goal line, whiffs on the shot attempt, send it back up top for Rowe. Jenna Rowe down low. It's played by Devin Taylor. Taylor and Saski trying to get it away from McMillan along the boards. It's played on the blue line by Rowe. She tried to send it in. It's blocked away by Lauren Kelly. Now it's Ellie Saski. She tries to poke it back to the blue line, but the Huskies will come up with it. It's Hartman. Hartman's pass into the center got deflected away before Harrington gets to it. Fontaine's attempt in gets knocked away by Nicole Dunbar. Dunbar, a forward for the Wildcats, but she's getting plenty of blocked shots along with Taylor, the two of them on that third line. Backhand attempt from Hartman off the boards, and twisting around and getting a shot off was Cassidy Anderson, and Smith came up with a save. Cassidy Anderson, one of the tallest players on the ice at 5'10", just behind Shelby Harrington, a 6'1" player, the third line center, but Anderson sticks out from her height and her speed combination as well. She flies by the defender she goes up against. Cross over to Anderson. Chased down by Julia Scammell, the freshman out of Nova Scotia. Petty now on the far boards, or near boards. Cross trying to dangle it away from Turner, who's the one who comes up with it over to McManus. McManus, the goal scorer for the Wildcats. Her pass attempt to Taves gets intercepted by Cross. Turner will reset behind the defending blue line, and Anderson will get to it. Cassidy Anderson, and she slides it in. It's knocked away by Smith. Two Carleys on that top line for UNH. It's a Cassidy for the Huskies, and an attempt from Fontaine playing down low. Goes in on net before it's chipped into the crowd by Julia Scammell. Seen a lot of blue liners playing down low in this game. Lauren Kelly on the 2 power plays for the Huskies has been hovering around the bottom of the circle. At times, Skylar Fontaine, the left pairing defenseman on that top defensive group, and she had a backhand attempt right around the crease. So Northeastern not afraid to use their blue liners down low. Now an attempt in front from Brand, and Smith's able to stuff that one before it goes out of play. McKenna Brand, a prolific goal scorer with the Huskies over her career. She's played 130 games in her 3+ seasons, has 51 goals. 10 of those have come this season. Home run pass trying to connect with Haslett, and that one went wide. Would have been an icing, but Haslett won the race to it. Haven't seen many of those long stretch passes from the Wildcats tonight. It's been more trying to create offense off a transition or set plays. Now on the blue line, a deflection. Buglowski with the last-second rebound. It was in front, and would have been a nice opportunity for Allie Prowse if the Northeastern defense didn't get to it first. Maddie Hartman will retrieve and go back to Hobson. Hobson with a long pass down ice onto the blue line. Pass attempt and a touch pass in on net was Tori Sullivan, and Smith has done a nice job of staying calm and collected in net. She's done a nice job just staying there and hasn't been too aggressive out of her net. She stayed at home in her crease, but has done the job filling up the net. It's Schlegel now. Will dump it in, but is met by a wall of defense in front of her. Wildcats find a way to keep it in, and the shot goes wide from Dunbar. Wildcats keep it in, and Bogowski forced to play it with her stick once more. Hartman dangles to get possession, the turnover to Turner. Carly Turner with space, she snaps one off, and it goes wide. Carly Turner has done a nice job forechecking all night long. Now it's Hartman along the near boards. Hartman centering pass into the middle, backhand goes wide, coming from Renner. Too much defense in front in the slot, and Renner forced to take the off-angle shot, and it went just wide of the left post. Ticking down towards 2 minutes to go. The Wildcats looking for another run-up ice. Turner, her pass to herself along the goal line. Big rebound into the slot by Bugowski, but no one from the Wildcats there to get it. Scammell now as the Wildcats have suddenly faced a momentum shift. Scammell is met right along the blue line by Renner, and that creates an opportunity up ice for Anderson, whose shot gets deflected. And then they go with McManus now across the blue line. McManus looking for her second of the night. She'll peel off, and her pass got deflected before it could hit Scammell on the blue line. Nice job by Veronica Petty. Huskies will try to go down ice with 1:30 to go. Fedeschi intercepts it at the red line. Would have been an offside as Middleton comes off. It's Claremont along the near boards. Fedeschi will play it after Smith touches up. Fedeschi's pass off the boards, and that goes wide of the red line. That should be an icing, and it will be, with just wide of McManus being held up along the blue line. 1:03 to go. Shots are now getting closer to even as UNH has turned it on in the second half of the second period. Huskies out shooting the Wildcats 17-13. But now Northeastern with an offensive possession. It's Brand on the draw. That one gets blocked before it's Smith, and she makes the pad save before it's poked in by the Huskies. Clean face-off win, and McKenna Brand got the shot off. But Tori Sullivan is hanging right around the crease for her 99th career goal. Nice job by Sullivan after Smith made an acrobatic save to get a leg pad on it. But Sullivan, with right there, right on the post, was able to chip it in to tie the game up late in the period, under a minute to go. So we have a tie game here nearing the end of the second period. Brand now looking for more, but left the puck behind her before she could get the shot off. Third goal of the season for Tori Sullivan. Now up ice, it's Taylor. Taylor lost it, gained it back, then left it behind. Brand gets it back. Crossing the blue line is Shisheva. Shisheva onto the blue line, and it goes wide of Harrington. McMillan to the far boards for Kelly, who dumps it in. Now it's Renner. Hartman battling for it with Harrington there. Schlegel at the clock ticking down toward 3 seconds to go. Time for one last centering pass, and Smith comes up with a blocker save on the ice. But for Northeastern, the damage is done. UNH getting one early goal from Megara McManus, her 7th of the season. But after a late period icing from the Wildcats, it's Tori Sullivan who ties the game up for the Huskies. We'll take a break for the second period and be back, or second intermission, be back for the start of the third period. Tie game 1-1, UNH and Northeastern here at the Whitmore Center. all tied up. Heading into the third period, only a couple of seconds away now. 1-1 UNH and Northeastern. In the second period, UNH got the goal scoring started with McGarrett McManus, 3:22 into that period, while Tori Sullivan scored with 56 seconds remaining in the period following a UNH icing call. The Huskies, who had been struggling a bit in the period to that point, got an offensive end faceoff, and Sullivan was able to send in a rebound. That's how we got to this point. Shots are 19-13 in favor of the Huskies, and make that 20-13 with the shot from the blue line from Skylar Fontaine. 15 seconds in, Fontaine with the shot, so the Huskies will get to face off in the offensive end. Mentioned a few times, these Husky defenders getting very involved in the offense between Fontaine, Cross, and Lauren Kelly. Wildcats will try to get it out. It's poked out over to the red line. Fontaine's pass gets deflected. She'll get it back over to McKenna Brand. Brand across the blue line. On the far boards. She'll peel off top of the slot for back up top again. Shot gets deflected coming from Maddie Hartman. Fontaine pinches up to keep it in. That plays in favor of the Wildcats as it's sent out by Howren. Carly Turner putting the pressure on. She collapses into the boards, but the Wildcats will get it back. In the circle, it gets deflected away on the shot from Carly Turner. Or that was McManus with the shot, Turner on the pass. Hartman will send it right back to Fontaine, who's been on the ice for over a minute now. Is 18:40 to go in this period. She started out on the ice. It's Hobson over to Anderson. Cassidy Anderson will spin around, and her pass attempt deflects off of Saski. Pinned up in the near corner. Anderson will be the first to get to it, but she leaves it behind as the puck dives in the corner for Saski to send back out. Anderson will slide it in across the blue line. Fedeschi, though, will get to it for Wildcats. Dunbar gets it in, but goes right into the defense corps of the Huskies. Now it's Andrea Renner. Renner, off-angle shot is knocked away and taken out of trouble by the Wildcats before charging forward could come in on the play. Allie Proth with the pass over to herself. Off to high glass. And it will be Renner once more. Andrea Renner to the middle of the ice on the pass to Maddie Hartman. Hartman gets it back, deflected off of a couple of sticks. Now it's Harrington. Cycling up top, somehow keeps it in despite the pressure coming from Jenna Rowe. Huskies control now. Up top for McMillan. Her shot gets deflected over to crossbar. Huskies keep it in, continuing to put the pressure on in front. Harrington couldn't get the blade of her stick on it. Back to the blue line once more for McMillan. She fakes, gets it in top of the circle, deflects before Harrington could get a stick on it, and then turning around with the shot with Andrea Renner. Wildcats finally get it out of danger along the red line, but Kelly gets to it first. Now it's McKenna Brand. Brand loses it, but Shisheva gets to it before anyone else. Top of the slot, and Sullivan's shot gets blocked away. Tori Sullivan looking for her second goal of the night. And nice defense from the Wildcats, who have been blocking shots this entire game. They've done a great job on the blocked shots. Shisheva loses it. The Huskies gain it back. It's Brand, and her pass will sail out of the offensive zone for the Huskies. All Northeastern early on in this period, going towards 4 minutes gone. It's Cross playing down low. Her pass bounces underneath the hash marks. Shisheva's pass to nowhere, but Smith will be forced to cover it up with a bouncing puck along her crease. 15:58 to go in this third period. Still 1-1 to Wildcats and Northeastern. Tori Sullivan tying the game up at the end of the second period. Got one of the best chances of this third period so far. Only one shot registered for the Huskies. Relatively a low output game in general. So far, shots being only 20-13, but as far as zone possession goes, it's been all Northeastern. Devin Taylor looking to put an end to that for the Wildcats side of the circle. Off-angle shot into the gut of Bogowski, and Taylor down on the ice. Devin Taylor, the junior, taking a big hit following her off-angle shot into Bogowski, who had a big rebound. But the play whistled dead after Taylor went hard into the corner. Devin Taylor, the junior out of North Billerica, playing high school hockey at Lawrence Academy, has 6 goals for 7 points this season, 27 career points in 87 games, and she's been a big factor for the Wildcats tonight with a couple of very big blocked shots. And she's being attended to now on the ice as the other UNH players skate off towards the bench. Her shot registered as the 14th in the game for the Wildcats after dominating early on, getting 5 shots before the Huskies could get 2 off. It's been mostly Huskies on offense, as Taylor now able to sit up. The third line right winger, her and her line mate Nicole Dunbar, as mentioned, have both been getting blocked shots this entire game, with Ellie Saski, the freshman out of Markham, Ontario, also being an impact in this game, winning a lot of battles along the boards. You have players like Taylor and Dunbar who have combined for 10 goals this season playing on the third line. That's how you know you have a strong offensive team. While UNH has struggled of late, losing 2 in a row, 0-3-2 in their last 5 games, it has been the offense that's kept them in the race in Hockey East, with 44 goals, averaging 2.7 per game now, as Taylor finally able to skate off. New Hampshire already shorthanded at forward a bit tonight, with 3 full lines and only 2 on that fourth line between Abby Chapman and Martha Pepes, playing the extra defender in the lineup that is allotted with Maddie Truax. Northeastern with the same approach tonight, with only 2 players on their fourth line between Bailey Coyne, the sophomore, and senior Christina Zaleski, while Paige Capistran, the extra defender, who has been matched up at times with Brooke Hobson. With Taylor off the ice, doesn't appear any penalties or power plays or anything of that nature will occur, as 5 Huskies players out on the ice. Sullivan thrown out at a faceoff. Brand will take it up against Turner, and Turner wins it. Turner goes back into her defense for Halloran. Dumped in by the Wildcats. Hartman back to chase it, tries to poke it out. Turner can't get a stick on to keep it in, and it gets sent back to Schlegel. Schlegel twisting around to get it out and finally get to pass off. Halloran now on to the backhand of McManus. McManus takes a shove into the boards. Huskies, a physical team, as we've seen all night. To pass down to Hartman. Dumps it in behind Smith. Halloran takes a tumble into corner up against Brand, and Brand's the one to come up with it. Her pass is gloved down by Shisheva, but she couldn't get a clean shot off on net. Kelly will send it right back in for Smith to play it, and Schlegel will try to go up ice. Amy Schlegel, the Buffalo Buttes prospect, her cross-ice pass deflects off a stick and goes wide of Bogowski. Huskies now down along the far boards. Outside of the circle, back for Andrea Renner. Renner goes up top, now over to Lauren Kelly. Kelly tries to thread the needle, and it gets deflected away by Rowe. Played down low by Shelby Harrington. Harrington's backhand pass to Renner. Renner to Harrington, gets a backhander, and it's swallowed up by Smith. Nice passing coming from the sophomore Andrea Renner to one of the Huskies captains, Shelby Harrington, going back and forth. Those two combining for only 2 goals this season. Harrington, historically, a very good goal scorer, 21 goals in her career, only 1 so far this year. Renner scoring 3 goals last season. Cross able to poke it to keep it in before Dunbar sends it out. Chapman back into the defense for Fedeschi. Over to Julia Scammell. Scammell will send it in. And Anderson trying to chip it over to one of her defenders in Cody Cross. And bounce for a little bit. Now Cross down to Anderson. Top of the circle, and Scammell blocks it away. Couple of home run pass attempts in this game. Going down low to specifically Cassidy Anderson, mentioned earlier. She has some incredible speed out there and long strides, able to get around her defenders and got a nice chance, but freshman and Julia Scammell able to backtrack and get herself in front of the shot and block it away. Wildcats able to win the draw, and Fedeschi will try to blast it out. It's kept in though, and Brand will hold. Brand collapses into the boards with Fedeschi. It's prodded at until Fedeschi can finally send it to the other side of the rink. McManus pokes it out, and she takes it away from McMillan. McManus chasing it down against Sullivan. Sullivan shields the puck away with her body. Carly Turner got to it for a moment before it was knocked away. Brand now on the other side, and it'll be dumped in, and UNH will have to go back onside. Wildcats go off for the change. Aggressive forechecking, though, from McManus. Shisheva will try to chase down her own pass before it's got to by Schlegel. Schlegel was able to get it over to Hazlitt, who chases down her own pass. Now to Allie Prouse. Off-angle attempt from the side of the circle from Hazlitt is covered up by Bogalski. Bogalski with 14 saves in this game, 22 coming from Kara Smith, a junior out of Littleton, Colorado, in her first game this season. Huskies win the faceoff, and Hartman will just try to get it out. She's able to slide it down to Harrington. Harrington over to Renner and can't connect. Taking control for at least a moment with Maddie Hartman before Chapman got back to it at checking line. Out there quite a bit in this period for the Wildcats. Bogalski gets a stick on it and directed it over to Andrea Renner. Now it's Hartman. Hartman gets contested by Nicole Dunbar. Dunbar with a lot of time in this game, playing wing for Saski and Taylor, but also for that fourth line of Chapman and Pepis. Right now it's Maddie Hartman. Shot gets blocked away from Claremont, and the Wildcats will get it out. Dunbar lost it before trying to dump it in, and they're going to get a penalty of some sort coming now. I believe it's a body checking call. We'll see for sure. Could see Jenna Rowe, the Deering, New Hampshire native, collapse into the boards, and going into the box appears to be Tatum Claremont, the redshirt junior, second line center for the Huskies with 5 goals this season. So Wildcats get their first power play of the game as Schlegel holds up top. Schlegel over to Halloran. Halloran to Schlegel again, and right in the middle of the circle near the faceoff dot. Now up top for Halloran. Her shot gets blocked away before getting on to Bogalski. Shisheva on the penalty kill, and she'll use her speed just to kill the time. Northeastern trying to dump it down, and they actually have numbers down ice. It's Brand. Brand and Shisheva causing all sorts of trouble. That top line on offense also on the penalty kill. Northeastern's penalty kill this season playing to an 81.8%. Power play for UNH at a 20.2%. They are 16 for 77. Turner goes back for Taves. Hands it back off to Turner, sneaks into the circle. Her shot, leg pad save made by Bugalski. Turner back up top again to Halloran. Now Schlegel, she'll fire it off the blocker of Bugalski. Great save and reflexes coming from the Northeastern goalie. Down to 50 seconds to go on the power play for UNH, trying to untie this game 1-1. Both goals coming in the second period. Schlegel's blast goes in on net, and now another acrobatic save, just getting a paddle of her stick on it. Schlegel spins around, leg pad save made by Bugalski. Made about 4 saves in that one sequence. Down ice, it's Fontaine who got tripped up and lost it. Northeastern penalty kill doing a nice job clearing it out following some big rebound from Bugalski. Shot in on net, big rebound once again into the slot. Wildcats able to keep it in. It's Jenna Rowe. Now over to Pelletier. Down low for Dunbar, and a big rebound bounce over the stick of Devin Taylor, who's back out on the ice. Huskies get it out, and the power play comes to an end, but a couple of terrific chances. And we've talked about the Wildcats closing the shot gap this entire game. It's now down to being outshot just 23-20. Northeastern forecheck earns the puck back from Cassidy Anderson. And now Hartman will sling it in. Anderson bats at it, but it goes wide into the corner. Held on to by Anderson, but she loses it to Fedeski. Now it's Taves. Taves chasing it down, and she's hit into the boards by Brooke Hobson. Anderson trying to chip it out. It's forced back in. Hobson will get it back over to Hartman. Hartman slides it down to Shisheva, who barely gets a tap on it to avoid the icing. Or no, it will be an icing. Looked like it was right around the red line, but she must have been just underneath it. 8:40 to go. Still a 1-1 game. And Wildcats will get an offensive zone possession following the icing. It's showing a replay in the arena of the acrobatic saves coming from Bugalski. And Amy Schlegel getting off 2 of those shots. The defender, second on the team in goals for the Wildcats. Hobson gains control. Over to Hartman, and now Shisheva. Shisheva down ice to Brand. Brand top of the circle. Quick fire in on net, save made by Smith. Kept in McMillan and paddled away by Smith. And now another save attempt. She has to extend on the shot coming from Shisheva. Huskies battle to keep it in. It's chased down by Schlegel. Schlegel spins around and loses it, and dangerous as Brand didn't have the angle to get a shot off. Wildcats struggling to get it out against the forecheck of the Huskies. Lauren Kelly back to get it as the Wildcats go off for a much-needed change. It's Kelly with a long saucer pass down to Renner, and Renner won't beat the icing. It looked like Fedeski on the other side of the net was able to win the battle to the goal line. So that'll give the Wildcats another offensive end face-off, 2 straight icings from the Huskies. We saw at the end of the second period how dangerous those icings can be. After the Huskies were awarded an offensive end face-off and a clean face-off win, one Brand a shot kind of like right there where Devin Taylor with a clean shot before it got blocked away. Another attempt and waving a stick at it was Taylor to try to get the deflection. Chapman tries to shield the puck to keep it in. We'll send it back in behind the net. Nicole Dunbar contesting for it along with Taylor. Takes a weird bounce off the boards and it goes right into the stick of Kelly. Lauren Kelly using her speed to go end to end and get it out. Hovers around the red line. And the Huskies get it through. Pass to the high slot off the mark, but Brand able to reach out and get a stick. 2 Wildcats collide with each other. That was Chapman and Taylor. Scammell tried to flip it out just along the boards, but is contested. Someone lost a stick down there. Looked like Dunbar. She got it back quickly. Harrington now up against the boards. Chapman up against her. And it's kept in. Held up top. And being forced to retreat was Shelby Harrington. Down ice, shot deflected from Nicole Dunbar. Now the Husky looking for an opportunity. Cody Cross deflects it off the stick of Bailey Coyne. Rowe trying to contest to get it out. She got it over to Taves, who loses it to Fontaine. Fontaine weaving through the Wildcats defenders, but finally loses it. Fontaine tried to send it back to the point, but McManus chasing after Cross. McManus diving after it on the near board. She wins it in front for Taves, the backhander. Save made by Bugalski. Dangerous for the Huskies as Turner and Taves and McManus all involved in that top line in creating chances. Now it's Anderson working down low backhand and putting her paddle down along the ice with Smith. She lost it trying to gain control, but the Huskies get it back. McManus trying to force it out. Hobson pinches up to keep it in. Now it's Petty, top slot for Anderson. She doesn't get an attempt. Petty tries to slide it across right into the crease and couldn't get it on net. Hobson now to her right. A shot from Hartman gets deflected away. There's another stick loose on the ice as Taves tried to force it out. It's in her skates. And McManus finally will send it down ice, and the Wildcats can go off for a change. Huskies get fresh legs out on the ice now as well, as Hobson will wait for the top line to get out on the ice. It's Tori Sullivan now. Back over to Hobson, trying to connect with Shisheva, who gets it now. Shisheva across the blue line, over towards Sullivan, and a pass off to Mark Shisheva to her left. Kelly pinches up across the circle and gets her shot wide. Sullivan back up top for McMillan to Sullivan again on the end boards. Kelly takes a backhand pass and flips it high over to crossbar. Schlegel trying to get it out. Sullivan skates over up top towards the blue line to keep it in. Now it's Brand with a stick still out on the ice. McMillan slaps it in, looking for a deflection, goes wide of Smith. UNH trying to get it out, and finally it is sent out by Howren. Now it's Middleton. To her left, a shot. Save made by Bugalski, and it pops in. No goal, it's waved off. Looked like it hit off of Kate Haslett, who's arguing with the official now, who immediately blew the whistle. Up and down action between these two teams, and Haslett thought she had a goal after Howren won the race to it. We'll look at the replay in the arena and see what this call was. Looked like they're ruling it a kick. Haslett was in front. It almost looked like Julia Scamble was the one to hit off of in front if we have any angle on it. It even looked like it could have hit off of one of the Huskies in front. I think they're ruling it a kicked puck. And it looked like from the replay we got that it might have hit off of Julia Scamble's skate, who would have got her first goal. Need to see another replay to confirm that. It was Kate Haslett who was arguing it the most vehemently after an absolute onslaught down the other end of the ice from the Huskies. And it looked like the Wildcats caught a break, kind of similar to their goal earlier in the game from McManus, where Northeastern was getting chance after chance, and then with a 2-on-1 down ice, and McManus was able to bury it. McManus' goal, though, was a snipe. This was just a deflection that went past Bugalski. Bugalski's made 22 saves in this game. Now down the other end, Kira Smith has made 26, and about 6 of those alone have come on the last couple of chances, where Northeastern has just dominated possession for about the past 5 or 6 minutes. And the Wildcats finally got a chance with Tori Howren and Amy Schlegel taking it down ice. Still reviewing this play to see if it's a good goal or not, and it's an important call. Kate Haslett was convinced it was a goal, but it was waved off absolutely immediately. Even before it looked like it popped over the goal line, it looked like it got waved off. We'll see what they have to say. It was tough to tell from the one in-arena replay we got, and we'll get the call now from the official, and it is no goal. So no goal, we remain tied up. We'll look again at this. And it definitely looked like that probably got kicked in. Trying to see for sure, though, it was Haslett it got hit off of. It was Middleton, not Scammell, who was to her right. So it was Middleton and Haslett involved on that play. And it certainly hit off of Haslett's skate. They have to rule If the puck hits off of a skate, it is allowed to be a goal. It has to be a distinct kicking motion. So the official thought they saw that kicking motion, and the goal gets disallowed. Northeastern looking to take advantage of that now and try to take their first lead of the game. Wildcats send it back down ice. It was Prowse who was able to deflect it in, and Hazlitt contesting for it along the end boards. Fontaine with a snap pass to get it out. Renner now on the pass, and glove save made by Smith. Looked like that might have been going wide of the left post anyways, but Smith will cover it up. Both teams will send different units out onto the ice. 3:35 to go in this third period, and it's certainly been the most action. Northeastern with 8 shots this period alone, while the Wildcats have 10. Wildcats now will try to get it back down ice as Howren will send it down. Shisheva able to get around Schlegel, and Smith well out of her net to try to play it. Shisheva back up top for Fontaine, deflection and pad save made by Smith. Chapman got a stick on it. Over to Howren now, up against Sullivan. Holding the blue line is Hartman, and she keeps it in. Takes a bit of a collision with Chapman. I think it was an offsides. Looked like Chapman and Hartman collided. We might be getting a penalty, actually. It might be a roughing call. Looks like McKenna Brand is going to the penalty box. That'll give UNH a power play with 3 minutes to go in the period. Wildcats 0 for 1 on the power play so far. Came into this game with a .208 percentage. Kelly will slam it out immediately. Let's see what the call is. I believe the signal is roughing. It'll be body checking. That will afford the Wildcats a chance to take a lead with a player advantage. It's Schlegel now quarterbacking the offense. Across the center ice logo. She carries it in on her own. Top of the circle, leaves it behind. Looked like she lost it. Now she's playing down low on the pass from Taves. Taves comes up with it. Goes up top off the skates of Howren. Goes to her left. Sending in a shot attempt was Turner. She gets tripped up and sends it back down to Howren. Howren patient with it. Now to Schlegel in the circle. Now up top for Turner, and then a rebound attempt. Save made, and Bugowski looking all around. Didn't see it. Turner with the initial snapshot in, and Taves got the rebound right into the chest of Bugalski. 1:06 to go on the power play. 2:06 in regulation. We have a 1-1 game. Couple of nice chances, and Carly Turner creating a lot of them on her own. Face-off one, and Pelletier will hold up top. Pelletier now on the right point. Down low for Dunbar. Her shot rattles in around a couple bodies in the slot. Shisheva trying to get it to safety. Fontaine waiting for it to come to her, and Cross finally gives it up. Turnover by Fontaine, and it's kept in by Rowe. Devin Taylor using her body to try to shield the puck and get in front, and Cody Cross will just have to reset to try to get to clear. Off the boards and finally sent out. Shisheva loses it along the red line and will cycle back. 25 seconds on the power play for UNH. Hartman tries to dump it in and hits off a few bodies in the neutral zone. Popped up near the bench, and that will go into the Northeastern bench. 11 seconds to go on the UNH power play. 1:11 to go, period. Shots are still being won by Northeastern, 30-24. Face-off will come out of UNH's offensive end. Turner wins a draw. Schlegel will be the one to carry it in. Schlegel fires one off and swallowed up by Bugalski. So that's 5 seconds to go now on the power play, an offensive zone face-off. Both players will keep their recently changed units out on the ice. For UNH, that includes Turner, Taves, McManus, and the top defense pairing of Schlegel and Howren. Northeastern won that face-off, though. It's played behind Bugalski.
Northeastern.
McManus holds. Back to full strength now for the Huskies. Weird deflection. Almost played right into the hands of Taves. The pass attempt to the blue line hit off of Brand's skate. And Taves almost had an easy goal with a wide open net near her. Taves holds it now on her forehand over to Turner. Turner right around the net, tries to force it in through the post. Now down to 30 seconds to go. Huskies looking for a rush up ice as well. It's Fontaine with the pass over to Brand. Brand goes across the ice for Cassidy Anderson. Anderson now into slot, has the shot deflected by Schlegel. Anderson turns around and whips it off a couple of Wildcat defenders. Puck trickled out and sent back in as time running out. Looks like we could be heading to an overtime, but some sort of call. I think it will be just an offsides as Sullivan crossed his zone a little too quickly. 7.7 to go, and barring the ridiculous, we will have an overtime. Hockey East rules are a 5-minute overtime, play to the tie. Whoever scores first wins. Time runs out, and we will head to a 5-minute overtime period. After 60 minutes, we still don't have a winner. We'll see if 65 minutes makes a difference. 1-1. We'll take a really quick break of 2 minutes before heading to overtime here at Whitmore Center.
Followed by a 5-minute sudden death overtime. Third period, Johnson Hall with Northeastern with 10, a 3-period total of 29. Your Wildcats at 13, and a 3-period total of 26. Fans, we went across the street a couple of times, as you know. Checking in on women's basketball, we have a final score. Your Wildcats defeated Northeastern 65-50 in UNH women's basketball.
Overtime set to begin now between UNH and Northeastern at the Whitmore Center. Been an exciting one, especially in the third period. Shots now 29-26 in favor of Northeastern. Couple of great chances for both teams, but still just one goal apiece. We'll have 5 minutes to see if we can undo this tie here and have a winner. Otherwise, both teams will come out of this one with a tie. Interception right in the middle of the ice by Carly Turner. Her shot goes high over to crossbar. Already a quick chance for the Wildcats. Brand trying to force it away. Sullivan looking for the puck if it can squirt out. McManus and Turner. McMillan is the one who wins it over to Kelly. Kelly banks it off the boards out of the zone into the neutral area. And Howren will reset over to Schlegel. Schlegel with the backhand over to Howren. The long pass is forced back in by the Huskies. Schlegel after it. Along the near boards, her pass misses the mark to Chapman. They'll give the Huskies a possession back to Cody Cross. Cross to Fontaine facing an aggressive forecheck from the Wildcats. With a minute gone now. It's Petty. Side of the circle, her pass attempt goes off the legs of Pelletier. Getting to it now is Jenna Rowe. Off the glass and trickles away from Fontaine. Cross in the circle. Across the blue line. Now the red line and the offensive blue line. Cross fires a shot in off the blocker of Smith. Anderson battling to keep it in. Genero gets tripped up, and Pelletier tried to force it out, but Cross is there to get it. Cody Cross down low. Contested with a big hit coming from Genero, and no call. Dunbar takes the pass from Devin Taylor. Dunbar's shot goes wide of the glove of Bogalski. Hazlitt trying to get the puck away from the pin of Fontaine. Now it's Cross. Slung up ice, and that's certainly going to be an icing call as Scammell back to get it. 2 minutes and 8 seconds gone in the overtime period, and so far both teams up ice getting opportunities. 2:52 now, and UNH is going to get an offensive end faceoff, and Dave Flint calls the timeout for his Huskies. What's on the line in this game? Both teams coming off of recent losses. UNH has lost 2 in a row. The Huskies have lost 1. And their last 3, UNH hasn't won a game, while the Huskies are 3-2. In overtimes this season, or Northeastern has tied twice this year, and New Hampshire has tied 5 times, 3 of them in Hockey East alone. For Northeastern, they haven't had much success at all when an opponent has scored first, just like in this game, going 2-8. And UNH, of course, scoring the first goal in this game coming from McManus. When they've scored first, they haven't lost all year. So it's a Northeastern team that needs to jump out early in games, and they haven't. But they've been able to hold on in this one. And might be able to earn the tie, despite not being able to score first in this game. On the faceoff, UNH gets it. Played originally by McManus. Down low to Turner. Turner has it pinned up. It's forced free by Taves. Up top to the blue line. Sent in by Halloran. Spinning around with it is McManus. She passes it into space. No one there to get it until Lauren Kelly forces it out. Excuse me, McKenna Brand. Schlegel dumps it in off the pads, and dangerous rebound. McManus shot blocked away. Great block coming from Brooke Hobson. Now the Huskies looking to take advantage down ice. It's Brand up against Schlegel, and McManus will force it out. Missed a pass over to Turner. Now down to 2 minutes to go. It's Shishavaya, and a pass over to Sullivan. She whiffs on it. Kept in for a moment before Turner finally to get it out. Big bounce. It's off the mask of Bogalski. No Zamboni between the third period and the overtime, so the ice is still bouncing a bit. Fedeski's pass gets knocked away by Sullivan. And now it's forced back out. Scammell trying to shield the puck away, but sends it right onto the stick of Fontaine. Smith lets it pass her as Fedeski back to get it. Fedeski trying to force it away from Sullivan. It's kept in now by Cross. Cross over to Fontaine, and it's knocked away in front by Fedeski. Fedeski trying to get it past Petty. Fontaine playing down low as well. In front, the pass missed the mark onto Anderson's stick, or else she had all sorts of room. Now up ice, it's Nicole Dunbar. Dunbar loses it to Fontaine. Now Dunbar wrap around, and it's in! Nicole Dunbar didn't even know she scored, but it was in. Dunbar sent it in. Bogalski looked the other way, and Dunbar started skating back up ice and it snuck under Bogalski's pads. So UNH ends up with the win despite domination at times from Northeastern. Just looking at the in-house replay, Dunbar got it away from Fontaine, sent it in. Bogalski looked away, didn't even know where the puck was, and Dunbar started skating away. Devin Taylor was the original one who saw it go in, and then Dunbar finally reacted. UNH with a key 2 points in this one over Northeastern, snapping the Huskies 8-game winning streak at the Whitmore Center. And UNH getting its first win in 5 games. Dunbar, the sophomore, with her 5th goal of the season, the 11th of her career. And it goes unassisted after she won the battle against Skylar Fontaine all on her own. So UNH record improves this season to 7-5-5, 5-2-3 in Hockey East, while Northeastern falls to 9-9-1 and will fall to under 500 in Hockey East play this season. That'll wrap up our broadcast. Final score here, 2-1. UNH with the victory over Northeastern with the game-winning goal from Nicole Dunbar. I'm Marissa and Jemmy. Thank you for watching the broadcast tonight from the Whitmore Center. Have a great night, everyone.